So, very good morning to all. Today is the last class of this unit, and today we'll be discussing about Block 9. That is, Block 9 consists of three units, four, sorry, it consists of four units. Unit 28, which is about the wetlands of India. Then Unit 29, which is about the islands and beaches of India. Unit 30 is about the sports uh, that includes adventure, golf, and water. And the last unit is the unit 31, that is about hotels and resorts. These topics are being discussed, like what is their impact on the environment, whether because India has known for its islands, for beaches, for adventure tourism, for hotels and resorts, but what is their impact on the environment. So, first, the Unit 28, wetlands. The main objective of this unit is to provide information on India's wetlands, give you details on the functions and the importance of wetlands, and familiarize with you with the impact of tourism on wetlands. As I told you, wetlands and islands and beaches, sports tourism, hotels and resorts. There are a lot of, so what is their impact on the environment, and especially when people are visiting all these destinations either for their recreation or for health or for education or for official purposes. So obviously, there is always an impact of tourism on the environment. So, and last we have the suggestions, because we on the conservation of wetlands, because it is very necessary to conserve the wetlands, all these natural resources, natural beauty of a country. Now, whenever any, always we have lot of resources, and human beings, they always exploited the resources that is available in abundance in the natural surroundings for their benefit. It is, they always try to be, sometimes they are very self-centered, and they always try to get the benefit from the environment, but they don't think how to conserve, because if that is the case, then one day everything will be extinct. So we need to conserve the natural resources of a country. Now there's air, water, land, atmosphere, living organisms, flora, fauna. Each of this element is of vital importance to the society, to the human beings in some way or the other, whether it is a small organism or it is a large animal. So they are important, and they depend on each other. So that is very important. Now, wetlands, they have been recently been identified as one of the most natural resource centers, and India has lot of important wetlands. We'll be discussing just on few. Then what are the main functions of the wetland, what is their, why are they so important for the environment, and it also highlights the consequences of their exposure to tourism, and it outlines a great havoc that excessive tourism can cause a negative impact on the wetlands. And at last we have this, the conservation of wetlands. Now, what are the requisite features of wetlands? We should know what is a wetland is all about, and how can we describe a wetland. It is very important. Like, it is particularly a good example when we talk about wetland. I have shown you these pictures, which is basically a natural, you can say, representative and characteristics of the, it's an characteristic of the biographic region. and it also plays a very important, substantial, crucial role, you can say, because whether it's in respect of the biological or ecological role in the natural founding of a major river basin or coastal system. And it is this wetlands may be rare or unusual also, and it supports an appreciable assemble of rare, vulnerable or endangered species or subspecies of plants or animals. Now these are all, these are not man-made. What I mean to say, these are not man-made, these are all natural resources. So they are usually very rare, very unusual. Now you might be, people enjoy, like living in a city, living in urban areas, when you go to this wetlands, you could feel the peace, calm, serenity, and not from outside but from within, inside also you have a fresh air to breathe. That is very much necessary, because many of us suffer from diseases because of this air pollution, water pollution, then you have the sound pollution and all. But when you go to these places, you'll be hearing the birds chirping, the sounds of different animals, then the lot of, I mean, aquatic habitats. So that gives a different impression. You might be wondering, like, how this has evolved. But sometimes moving to a destination is very difficult also. So we want that people should visit that destination. So how to visit the destination? First and foremost thing is you need the infrastructure. So whenever the question of infrastructure comes, the thing that first haunts us to how to reach that place, and to reach that place, obviously the destination which is inhibited by natural, which is full of natural resources, flora or fauna, they are being hampered in some way or the other. Basir, can you just yes. Basir, can you please mute yourself? Basir, please.
Okay, I'm
Thank you, thank you. Okay, thank you. One sec. Um, yes, so these are some of the wetlands. This is a list of wetlands, and India has more than 26 wetlands, and some of this wetlands, you can say 4.5% of the total India, I mean, these wetlands, like 4.5% of the total wetland area of the country, they include. So these are the list of wetlands. One is you'll find in Orissa, then you'll find in Kerala. Orissa, I have mentioned in my earlier classes, we have this Bhitarkanika mangroves. Mangroves is basically thick forest, okay? It is known for its crocodiles, Bhitarkanika
I'm sorry,
mangroves.
ma.
Yes, tell me. Uh, you want to tell something, Bhasir? Okay. Then we have this Bhoj wetland that is in Madhya Pradesh. Then we have Chandartal wetland that's located in Himachal Pradesh. Then we have the Chilka Lake that also I told you in my class. That's Chilka Lake. It's just a 2 to 3 hours drive from the place where I stay, and that is known. It is the Asia's largest brackish saltwater lake, and it is known for its dolphins. Earlier, dolphins were very much, not only dolphins, you'll find the migratory birds over there. Earlier, no, you could see the dolphins very easily, but nowadays it's very difficult. You have to go deep in the sea, and then only you can see the dolphins. Earlier, the dolphins were usually near the shores, but now it comes in between you have to go a little bit deep. The reason behind is, it is now a lot of tourists are visiting, so they also wanted to get away from the crowd. So that's a way of, you cannot enjoy the natural beauty. Anyway, so just I wanted to say, I'll show you a video on that also. We have this Chilika Lake, which is in Orissa. Then we have a Deeper Bell, Assam. These are just few of I'm just naming. Then in West Bengal you have Sundarbans. Sundarbans is known for its Royal Bengal tigers. There's a wetland, and you'll find the Royal Bengal tigers. Then there is a Harik Lake at Punjab. Then Kanjli in Punjab also. Then we have a national park, which is a Kiolada National Park. It is located in Rajasthan. Then the Koleru Lake, Andhra Pradesh. Then there's another at lake which is known as Loktak Lake, that's in Manipur. Plus we have Nal Sarovar Bird Sanctuary in Gujarat. These are just to name a few. Okay, there are many. Now, what is the importance? What is the importance of wetlands? Basically, important wetlands in India. I told you about this Sundarbans, which is located in West Bengal. That is near Kolkata. Then you have the Chilka Lake, that is in Orissa. That I stay in Bhubaneswar, which is around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Drive from my place. So when we talk about wetlands, first I just wanted to say what is wetland. Like wetlands are especially the areas of land where the soil is very saturated, and the soil is very saturated with water, either permanently or seasonally. Now they are characterized. You'll find them lot of water living plants known as hydrophytes, and unique soil conditions. And wetlands can be found in various forms, like as I told you, you'll find in mangroves, you'll find in swamps. Those are different forms of wetlands, so they are known, they can be found in the forms of swamps, they can be found in the forms of marshes, bogs, and fens. And these ecosystem, why wetland is very important, it is crucial for the environment, because these ecosystems play a very crucial role, very important role in maintaining the overall health of the environment. And these ecosystems, they act as natural filters, purifying the water by trapping the sediments and nutrients and pollutants. See what I told you, this is very important. Everything has a positive and negative side. So these wetlands are important because they act as natural filters. They act as natural filters, purifying the water. How do they purifying the water? By trapping the sediments, by nutrients, trapping the sediments, nutrients, and pollutants. You'll find lot of plants over there. So those plants, what happen? They suck the soil and all. So that is what happens. So wetlands, it also helps to regulate the water flow by absorbing and storing excess water during periods of heavy rainfall or flooding. Now this wetlands, I've shown you the pictures, you see these are the wetlands. This is a type of plants, you can see. Now they have a very strong stem, and what happened, so they act as yeah, you can see they act as um, 1 minute. They act as these wetlands. Yes, these wetlands, they act as, you can say, I mean, they are in different forms and all. And these, usually what happens, they try to regulate the water flow. They try to regulate the water flow by absorbing and storing the excess water during rainfall or flood and all. Okay, and which helps to prevent downstream flooding and erosion. So during, see, if you like, landslide, erosion, that takes place in the hilly stations. So what happened when any landslide takes place, or any, usually when the landslide takes place, the landslide usually takes place during rainy seasons. Okay, so whenever the rains, whenever I mean there's a rainfall, heavy rainfall, the mountains, I mean, which consist of different types of rocks, they tend to fall down. And once they fall down, obviously the habitat which is staying there, or the community, they'll be affected. But the trees, they have strong roots and all, they hold those soil to, so that the soil erosion doesn't take place, landslide doesn't take place. So that is what is very important. Now that is one important factor. Then there is another, additionally, wetlands also, with these wetlands, they also provide a habitat for the diverse range of flora and fauna species. They serve as a breeding grounds, you can say they serve as a breeding grounds. and nurseries for many fishes, for many fish, then amphibians, birds and insects. And usually many migratory birds, rely on wetlands. Usually in the winter season, you'll find this migratory birds. So many migratory birds, they rely on this wetlands as a stopover sites during their long distance journey. That is very important, because you'll see this migratory birds, Siberian cranes and all, they usually come from long distance. So, they have a stopover line. So these wetlands act as a stopover for this migratory birds. We have this geographic channel, you can, if you go through, it's very interesting and all, how they come, how they stay there, and what they feed on. That's very important. So these migratory birds, they rely very much on these wetlands as a stopover sites during their long distance journeys. And these wetlands also contribute to the global carbon cycle. They store large amount of carbon in their vegetation and the soil, thus helping to mitigate the climate by reducing by mitigating climate change, by reducing the greenhouse gas emissions. However, when these wetlands are drained or converted, as I told you, whenever you wanted to visit any destination which is located in the rural areas, so these wetlands, what they do, they these people, they come with cranes and all, these wetlands are being filled with I mean, filled with, soil and all, so that they make a basement, okay, and on top of that they build all this infrastructure. So what happens, it spoils the natural beauty of the country. So that is one question, it spoils the natural beauty of the country. Secondly, what happened, the flora, fauna, the migratory birds, they are also, they are also being harmed. I mean, that also cause harm to them also. So that is what happens, when this I mean, these they helps to mitigate this climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, which is also lost. But these human activities, especially if you can say construction or agriculture or any urban development, this stored carbon is released into the atmosphere as carbon dioxide, especially when this construction, when these wetlands are converted for human activities. Despite their importance, wetlands are facing significant threats worldwide. They are really, because it's mentioned here, they perform the following functions which are very beneficial for the society. They provide habitat for a wide variety and number of wildlife and plants. They filter air, they clean air, they store water, acting like kidneys for the other ecosystems. And they also hold the flood waters, as I've mentioned, then absorb the wind and tidal forces, especially what happens when cyclones, the I stay in Orissa, it's in the eastern part of India. Now Orissa is a very cyclone prone area, but at the same time it has thick forest, mangroves and all. So what happened, when there are thick forest or something, whenever the wind comes, because the cyclone means the wind comes at a very high speed, so if it is a low land, if it's a plain land, obviously it will destroy, it will destroy the roads. I have seen, the light posts and all, they are made of iron rods, the iron rods, those are bent because of the cyclone. So you can understand at such a speed they come. So if it is a plain land, they will I have seen they have destruction of buildings, destruction of, all these window panes and all. They are being destroyed because of the cyclone. But if the trees are there, somehow they try to protect that. So they act like they absorb wind and tidal forces. They provide also places of beauty and, of course, many recreational activities. And they filter and purify water as it flows through the wetland system. And plants which are found in wetland, they help to control water erosion. As I told, the plants, the trees which are located in the hill station, you will find lot of landslides taking place. So once, if the trees are there, then they try to absorb, they try to control that. Now, what are the major issues? Despite their importance, these wetlands, are facing significant threats worldwide. Now, pollution, we have one is population, another is pollution from agricultural runoff, then industrial waste, then you have urban development. So these all activities can degrade the water quality, and they may harm the delicate balance of these ecosystems. So there is drainage for agriculture and land conversion for human settlements also lead to the loss of wetland habits. Especially, we do have an organization, I mean, which is maintain. I mean, which is, I mean, it's a government of India's body. According that is known as National Disaster Management Authority. It comes under the government of India. So I in my previous class also I have mentioned in the year 1999. Now we are in 2023. In the year 1999, there was a havoc. Odisha faced a cyclone, and in that cyclone, lot of people died, and there was lot of destruction to the, not only to the natural habitat of the place, but the normal. I mean, there was no water, there was no electricity for several 10 days. So that was a massive cyclone which have happened in the year 1999. But after that, there were other cyclones also came, but that was at a low speed. Or what happened? The government actually took measures to control that. So what happened nowadays? What happened? Because people were not aware that time. People were not aware. Suddenly, we knew that it's raining, but after it started raining, it was followed by the cyclone. But nowadays they always give the informations, the news broadcastings are there, they come up with different issues, what are the measures to be taken. So what happened when people come to read in the newspapers, they went to through the television and social sites and all, they come to know, they take the precautions. They what are the precautions necessary. Now even this disaster management, National Disaster Management Authority, they have a whole team. Whenever any cyclone takes place, the team goes there and ensures that everything is under control. Like, we know that this is a cyclone prone area. So what happens, before 1 week or 10 days or before a week, what happened, they try to relocate those population from that particular area, especially the coastal regions, they are being affected. So what happens, especially the fishermen and all, that coastal region, so they are being transferred, they are being relocated to a different place where at least they can save. Because usually the coastal area houses, they are made of thatched roofs and all, thatched roofs. So obviously when the cyclone comes at such a high speed, it will be just not only the trees and all, even the coconut trees and all, when it comes at such a high speed, you cannot imagine. Like, I have experienced, we have seen that, so we know how it happens. And even I'm staying in a city, and that even the capital city of Orissa, the way it is being affected, you cannot imagine. So just think about the villages and all local areas, what happens. So what happens now, what I mean to say now, the government of India has the body which is known as the National Disaster Management Authority. They have a full team to take care of. So anytime any such issues take place, they are ready. Even what happened last year, there was a cyclone prawn. Because if you see the map of India, then you'll come to it first. I mean, comes from the usually this cyclone is formed from the from the sea, and then it comes to the south, and we are in the eastern part of India where the sea is there, ocean is there, and then our neighboring state is West Bengal. So our state was not much affected, but a neighboring state, that is West Bengal, that is in Kolkata, was affected. So before that only, our team at Orissa, our chief minister of the state, had sent that team to West Bengal, to prevent. So that is how there's an I mean, slowly and steadily, when these problems arise, the government take measures so that doesn't take place. When people, at least the to save the human beings, to save the flora. I mean, it is very difficult to save the always flora and fauna, but obviously the human beings, they, that is ensured that the population is being saved, people are being saved. So when these one of the another major issue of wetland is illegal land reclamation. Then you'll find this dumping of this solid and non-degradable waste. What happened, especially from the hotels and all, you'll find lot of, you see, in now people are usually staying in apartments and all those solid waste, non-degradable waste. What happened? They collect it and then they dump it. Basically, they dump it in all those wetlands. They think that it will get, it will slowly, it will be. Since that is a wetland, its soil is there, so it will be soil. But those are made of plastics and all, so it doesn't. Those are biodegradable, non-biodegradable items. So non-biodegradable items, they are not dissolved. So that's what happens. So dumping of solid and non-degradable waste. Then the government is always taking attempts to set up sewerage plant, in wetland areas. Even what happened, I'm giving you another example, like in our places we have this rainwater, because there are some areas which do not have proper water. Okay, they have to purchase water, they have to buy water. But some, what happens, when there's heavy rainfall and all, there's a rainwater facility where you can store the rainwater. Okay, and it can be stored in the tank and it can be utilized. So government is taking initiatives for that. Okay, all those measures are taken. And there's another word called siltation. Siltation occurs as a result of denudation of forest and shrublands due to the increased human activity in the catchment area. Then, of course, there is the pollution from habitants. Then there is shrinkage of area. Obviously, due to encroachment, you'll see a wide road. And after that, sometimes, since people are moving to and fro, so what happened, you will find lot of, again, shops are coming up. Some eatable shops, maybe something grocery shops. Then you'll find some all these stationery shops or are coming up. So this is basically an encroachment of land. So you know when there is a people moving from here and there, so obviously there will be all these activities will be there. They'll be requiring groceries, they'll be requiring other stationery items. So instead of setting up those stationery shops in a different area, people have that tendency, in India I'm telling, they will set up in the middle of the, I mean, not in the middle of the road, the side of the road. So it is basically known as encroachment of land. But now the government is taking a very special care. If any encroachment takes place, they come up with their heavy, I mean, vehicles, and just they destroy that. I mean, all it is made up of cement and whatever items, they just try to destroy that. That is what happens now. Okay, so of course pollution from habitations on the periphery of lakes find their way inside, damaging the flora and fauna of that particular place. Then shrinkage of area due to encroachment of the peripheral area. And especially I told you the same thing happens in Chilka Lake. And there is also the famous Dal Lake in Srinagar, that has also been shrinking due to encroachment. And it is net worthy that around more than 18 to 20 wetlands which have been identified in India, they are on the verge of extinction. So, of course, efforts are being made to conserve and restore the wetlands through various means, including creating protecting areas. Then, of course, implementing sustainable land use practices. Then raising awareness about their ecological values, sensitizing the local community, sensitizing the tourists and the local inhabitants also. So recognizing the importance of wetlands, as I have mentioned, there is a Ramsar Convention on Wetlands that was established in the year 1971. That was a very important Ramsar Convention on Wetlands. Okay, that was established in the year 1971, and the main objective of that Ramsar Convention was basically to promote the conservation and wise use on a global scale. So it's not, wetland conservation does not mean setting wetlands aside as protected areas, but they should be used in a positive manner, because that is an important resource of the nature. And We all know that successful management depends much more on the flow of information, how to safeguard that so that it can be sustainably used for pisciculture. That is, pisciculture is basically the culture of fish, then aquaculture, then improving the general environment of the air, making the air polluted free, pollutant free. Then different scientific researches are being conducted to make so that people are aware of, and those information is being properly translated. So government and many stakeholders, many other organizations are taking efforts, uh, a lot of efforts to conserve these ecologically distinct areas, including increased public consciousness. And it is clear that this world conservation strategy would include maintenance of essential ecological processes and life support system, preservation of genetic diversity, and sustainable utilization of species and ecosystem. The third one is very important: sustainable utilization of species and ecosystem. So to summarize, just once again, I just want to summarize on this unit. India is very rich country with a varied geographical diversity, and it provides some of the best lands in the world. Some of them are like Bharatpur, which is located in Rajasthan, Chilka, where I belong, that is Orissa, then the Dal Lake, which is in Srinagar, that is Jammu and Kashmir, are intentionally, they are very renowned tourist attractions, and apart from being ecologically important. So the thrust is always there. The thrust, therefore, should be to promote tourism in such a way so that it can preserve and yet publicize this environment very in a positive way. Okay, and I believe that. Their importance of tourism has also been highlighted, and increasing, of course, population is increasing. So when population is increasing, tourism is also increasing. So increasing tourism can expose the wetlands to a variety of risks and dangers. Okay, so like pollution, siltation, pollution, then shrinkage of total area of wetlands, over feeding, and these are some of the risks. Okay, and all this can deplete the significant plant and life supported by the wetlands, and therefore it is there's a need to evolve ways to conserve the wetlands with all their essential features intact. So now I'm going to show you a video so that you can see that video. Okay, Basir, Hamza, you all are there. Okay, I'll show you that video. One second.
Yes, ma'am, we are there. We are following.
Hmm. This is, uh, I'm showing you that Chilika. Okay, just you will find this Chilika. There is a wetland where Chilika has the largest brackish saltwater lake Asia's, and you will find dolphins and also. You just see the video, you will have an idea.
The fishermen of Chilika have begun their day. They set up nets and traps, preparing for their daily catch.
See the beauty of
Chilika,
Chilika.
on the east coast of India, is the largest
Okay,
brackish
ma'am.
pond in Asia, receiving seawater from the Bay of Bengal and fresh water from 52 rivers and rivulets. A lush haven for a wealth of aquatic, plant, and animal life. Almost 315 species of fish live in these waters, making it a very inviting location for predators.
See, these are the migratory birds, okay? See, migratory
Chilika
birds.
sees many migratory and resident birds that depend on its fish population, as well as residents for whom fishing is a mainstay around the lagoon. But beyond these nets and traps, somebody else is also ready for breakfast. The Irrawaddy dolphins,
These are
Chilika's star
dolphins.
residents, are out fishing too. They spit water at their prey, trapping it against the shore. But with the fishing nets around, they have learned to trap fish against man made barriers.
These are all man-made barriers. The fisherman, they
With a
made
little
the
effort,
barriers.
breakfast is served. These social
Yeah,
animals
exactly,
live in
exactly.
groups of two or three and often live in pods of 6 or 10. Calves shadow their mothers for almost 2 years to learn hunting and other survival skills. In India, the Irrawaddy dolphin is found only in Odisha and the Sundarbans. And
Sundarbans is
Chilika
West
hosts the
Bengal.
largest population of these dolphins in the world. But despite a shared diet of the lagoon's fish, the
See,
dolphins and the fisher folk of Chilika coexist peacefully.
ମତ୍ସ୍ୟଜୀବୀ ମାନେ ମୁଖ୍ୟତଃ ଭାବରେ ଅଗଭୀର ଚିଲିକାରୁ ହିଁ ମାଛ ମାରନ୍ତି। ଡଲଫିନର କାମ ହେଲା କଣ? ସେ ଗଭୀର ଜଳରେ ରହିବ। କିନ୍ତୁ ଗଭୀର ଜଳରେ ମତ୍ସ୍ୟ ସମ୍ପଦ ଥାଏ। ସେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ମତ୍ସ୍ୟ ସମ୍ପଦକୁ ଗଭୀର ଜଳରୁ ଆକ୍ରମଣ ଆରମ୍ଭ କରେ, ସେମାନେ ସବୁ ସିଧାସଳଖ ଭାବରେ ଅଗଭୀର ଜଳ ଆଡକୁ ମାଡ଼ି ଆସନ୍ତି। ଫଳରେ ସେମାନେ ତାକୁ ଡଲଫିନ କି ଗୋଡେଇକିରି କମ ପାଣିରୁ ଖାଇବାକୁ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଏ। ସ୍ୟାଲୋ ୱାଟରରେ ଡଲଫିନ ଯେତେବେଳେ ଆଟାକ୍ କରିବ ତାକୁ ସୁବିଧା ହବ ଯେ ହଠାତ୍ ମାଛଟାକୁ ସୁନ୍ଦର ଭାବରେ କ୍ୟାଚ୍ କରିପାରିବ। ଆଉ ସେଇ ସମୟରେ ଯେହେତୁ ମାଛଟା ଉପରକୁ ଆସେ, ମତ୍ସ୍ୟଜୀବୀ ମାନେ ଅଗଭୀର ପାଣିକୁ ଯେହେତୁ ମାଛ ମାରନ୍ତି, ତେଣୁ ତାଙ୍କ ପାଇଁ ସୁବିଧା ଅଗଭୀର କମ ସ୍ୟାଲୋ ୱାଟରକୁ ପାଣି ଆସେ, ମାଛ ଆସିଗଲା ପରେ ଧରିବାକୁ ସୁବିଧା ହୁଏ।
For the fishing community here, tourism around dolphins and the birds of Chilika
see,
has emerged as an alternative source of income.
see, tourism has emerged as an alternative source of income.
Tourists line up to catch a glimpse of these shy, elusive mammals throughout the year. But the Irrawaddy dolphins only surface for a quick breath or a peek at their surroundings, a behavior known as spy hopping. A major part of Chilika's economy revolves around these sightings. But meeting the high demand for sightings and keeping this vulnerable species safe goes hand in hand. The Forest Department of Chilika patrols and monitors tourist spots to ensure they keep a healthy distance from the animals. With the help of the fishing community, the Chilika Development Authority and the Forest Department have also undertaken eviction of illegal fish enclosures and expansion of water channels to allow free movement of the dolphins. Chilika offers a ray of hope towards sustainable tourism and fishing practices, proving that humans and wildlife can coexist, at least near the largest brackish water lagoon in Asia.
So you understood. So, Hamza, there you saw, see how this
Yes,
tourism
ma'am, we
has,
did.
uh, see, tourism has emerged as a source of income, in all the Chilka. I've shown you that is having the largest brackish water lake. But, there are, you have seen the tourist boats, but, there is patrolling going on. So they can monitor the tourist boats. And at the same time, you have seen, save Chilka, save the dolphins. They are also protesting because there are a lot of tourists. If lot of tourists arrive, then obviously it will have a very negative impact on the destination. But she has said it offers, you need to keep a balance between the dolphins and the uh, I mean in the local I mean the tourist and all. So you need to offer a sustainable tourism. So this is where this word sustainable tourism comes. Okay, so that was again I'm moving to my slide. One sec.
Ma'am,
Yes, tell me. Tell me,
okay.
Vasit.
So,
uh,
so,
uh,
ma'am, as I could experience while the fisherman talking more about dolphin.
yes. Hmm. Tell me. Well, the fisherman talking more about dolphin. Yes, tell me. Yes, Vasit.
Uh, I have one question, ma'am.
Yes, yes, please go ahead. Hmm.
Uh, like here in my country, government used to regulate these water bodies, but
Hmm.
I can see that people are fishing. So I want to know if there is any regulation or there is regulatory body that control this fishing or the water, or is it open for everyone to come and catch fish?
No, no, it is not open. You have to, usually those are the fishermen and they have a proper license for doing that. There's a regulatory body that is, so even you, if you feel like you can go and do fishing, if I feel like I can go also fishing, no, that is not possible because those areas are the areas where tourists go. So there is a regulatory body and those fishermen, they have a proper license. Suppose you are driving a vehicle, you cannot drive, I mean you can drive without license, but once you are being caught, then you have to pay fine and rest other thing follows. So what happens, those people who are the fishermen, they have a proper license, they have a proper, you can say a body, so which maintains, the list they do
I
have.
mean,
So each hmm,
hello?
understood, yes. So
Can you,
they have a regulatory body. Yes, tell me.
can, okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am, I understand.
Ma'am, from
Okay.
the video you share with us, I have seen that
Uh-huh.
the fishermen
Uh,
are more focused
uh.
on dolphin. Is the
Yes,
dolphin
yes.
is more important than the other rest of the fish in the water? Can you explain us about this?
Yes, yes. See, now, see, each place has some importance of the destination. Now, why will I suppose if why should you visit India? You wanted to see Taj Mahal because it is having one of the seven wonders of the world. Okay, that is fine enough. You will visit India because you wanted to see the Taj Mahal, which is considered as one of the seven wonders of the world. Similarly, when I visit Chilka Lake, my main objective is to see the dolphin, to see the migratory birds. There are other aquatic, animals and flora, fauna of that particular region. But seeing a dolphin, you have seen many parks and all where like water kingdoms, water parks in US, amusement parks in US Disneyland, they have where you will find lot of dolphins, they are playing and all dolphin show. But those are not natural, those are man made. You try to understand, one is natural, the other is the man made. So there you will find the man made, where dolphins are being trained to play and do the activities. But here the main objective is to, people has that idea, we wanted to see dolphin in open eyes in the brackish water lake. That is not a sea basically, but a part of the sea which has come out. That's a wetland, okay? And since it is very deep also, where the dolphin will be there. So people, you have seen, you cannot just stand beside the coast and you can have a look at the dolphin. No, you have to go for a boat driving. In the middle of that, you could see the dolphins playing, just coming up and again going back, and so that is what happens. And it's a very natural beauty, I mean, they also have some. And even people wanted to visit the migratory birds. The migratory birds, they won't sit near the because there are thick mangroves inside, what I tell, there are thick forest inside also. So you will find the mangroves, I mean, you will find the migratory birds sitting there in the mangroves, because they take it as, stopover, like that is it. So the main objective to visit Chilka is to visit that dolphins. But yes, there are aquatic animals, and tourism is also a source of income for those people. Not tourism, main source of income comes from, tourists visiting those destinations, because this boat drive and all, they are also quite I mean, expensive one, because going deep into the sea and all. And you could see those those earlier, there were only boats, but now they have fit in that motor. So once this sound comes now, it also has a very negative impact on the this flora, I mean, especially the animal species, the aquatic species and all. Okay, hope I could answer your question. Should I'm moving ahead. Okay.
Yes, you can move on, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So now moving to Unit 29, that is islands and beaches, And when we talk about islands and beaches in India, India has a lot of beaches also. People visit India, especially like places like Goa and all. Goa is known for its lot of beaches, okay? But in this unit, we'll be discussing about, I think, we have a union territory that is known as Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So I'll show you a video on that also, Andaman Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep. Okay, so as you know, tourism is one of the you can say one of the world's fastest growing sector, and it has acquired the status of an industry. And as it is also is a smokeless industry, but at the same time there are a lot of pressures, or a lot of thrust is there, that is being generated because of the mass tourism, because of the over expanding traffic. So such a scenario, you can say, calls for a sharp scrutiny for the interrelationship between the tourism and environment. The main see this, you all know basics where your tourism, what is tourism about. Then we are coming to the ecology, environment and tourism, because both have to go hand in hand. If you are not able to conserve the environment, safeguard the environment, then people won't visit that sector. And since it is an industry, there's lot of rush, there's lot of people visiting the destinations, so it also generates employment. But we need to balance that. If that is not being balanced, then it would hamper the environment. And it is, once it hampers the environment, you cannot exist. There's a coexistence. There is always an interrelationship between the natural habitat and the human being. So such a scenario calls for a sharp scrutiny between the interrelationship between tourism and environment. So once the main objective of this unit is basically to appreciate the importance of beaches and islands that is located in India, and how they has emerged as a source of income for the country. And not only a source of income for the country, but it also reflects a very a very robust position, a very in the global map. Okay, so we need to understand that what is the importance. And then you need to learn about the implications of uncontrolled tourism on the environment of islands and beaches. Then you will acknowledge why you have to conserve and protect Otherwise, it would threaten the environment of the islands and beaches. So we need to work towards the same. So this is an island, 1 minute. So, when basically when we ask about what are islands, what are beaches, they are located at the intersection of land and sea, and they have provided an incentive in the promotion of tourism and the development of the tourism industry. See, as I took the name of Goa, Goa has lot of beaches, and people visit those places because of the beaches. Okay, and you will find the youngsters like they say, once, I mean, when you are in college, like I believe all of you all might be, a college student or just passed out from the college and all. So college students, it is being said, they always have a desire, they make a plan, they have a dream to visit Goa, because Goa is a very happening city, and lot of tourists, not only domestic tourists, there are international tourists, and you won't believe it's a very small place, but it has lot of best hotels in that location. There are beaches, and it's a very happening place. Okay, but in this I'll show you about Lakshadweep and all. You can later on you can see a video on Goa, then you'll enjoy, you'll understand. So anyway, this unit basically explores the relationship between islands and beaches, as they are all the facets of environment. Why we have discussed in about this, because the islands and beaches, you might be wondering why islands, we need to study about islands and beaches, because they also form a part of the environment. They are the facets of environment and tourism in the form of a human intervention to nature. And there are two major islands which have been discussed in this unit, that is Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep. And so this unit defines about the beaches, discuss the manner in which they are formed, and it also points out the what are the characteristics of the Indian beaches, geographically distributed, and on the eastern and western coast. Okay, and how these islands and beaches are affected by tourism, and of course, last but not the least, it would suggest how to improve the situation, because they are also being a lot of tourists visit those destinations. And in one class session, I've shown you how, especially how the garbage, the waste disposal near the beaches, how it accumulates. So once it accumulates, it has a very negative impact on the environment. So how those can be avoided? Okay. So islands and beaches, basically there are few important things when we talk about this islands. They have a very significant role. They have very significant ecological, cultural, and strategical importance. And especially since India is known for its beautiful islands and beaches, and it attracts tourists from all over the world throughout the year, and these destinations offer beautiful beaches, then crystal clear water, and a serene environment, and making them very popular hotspot destinations, for honeymoon, for sightseeing, for educational trips, also for your health tourism. So, everything goes there. So tourism contributes, as we all know, that tourism contributes to the economy by generating revenue, at the same time creating job employment opportunities for the local community, and promotion of cultural exchange, which is very important. Then comes the biodiversity, especially these islands and beaches. They are usually home to unique and diverse ecosystems. So they provide habitats for a wide range of flora and fauna, and especially including the endangered and endemic species. So conserving this habitats is very much crucial, is very important for preserving the biodiversity and maintaining the ecological balance. Then comes, the coastal protection also. coastal protection, because these are coastal areas, so this coastal area has to be protected. So these islands and beaches, they act as natural, you can say, what to say, like barriers. These islands and beaches, they basically act as natural barriers against coastal erosion and storms. Okay, so they help to protect the mainland, especially from the impact of powerful waves, then as I told you, tides, then cyclones and all, reducing the risk of flooding and damage to coastal infrastructure. Then comes the fishing community. When we talk about islands and beaches, as you have seen that Chilika's video, the fishermen's and all. So fisheries, this coastal areas, including the islands and beaches, are very important for the fishing communities, and they provide livelihood. Their livelihood comes from selling all those fish. So they provide livelihoods. So this beaches, lot of fishes you have seen, they don't hunt dolphin, but there are other fish you could see that which acts as breakfast for the dolphin. So they usually depend on those they I mean on to catch all those fish and then selling it to the market. Even those are imported also. So they provide this fishery activity. They provide, a livelihood for the fishermen, and they support the local economies, which is very important through this fishing industry. And therefore sustainable management of fisheries is very important in these areas, which is very essential for ensuring food security and the economic stability. Then I've also mentioned about the cultural heritage. I'll show you this video where you'll come to know, okay, about Andaman and Nicobar Islands. So there's cultural heritage. Many islands and beaches in India, they have historical and cultural significance. They have the historical and cultural significance. So they may be, these may be associated with ancient civilizations. Then you could see some archaeological sites. Then you'll have some religious sites also, religious landmarks. So these places usually hold a very cultural value, and they contribute, and at the same time they contribute to the country's rich heritage. So that is very important, because these cultural heritage sites, these beaches and islands, they hold cultural, they are of very cultural, some beaches and islands, they are of cultural importance. They add to the they add value to the culture of the place, the destination of the state, of the country, and they contribute to the country's rich cultural heritage. Then people like us, we also go to these islands and beaches for recreation and leisure activities. Just from our place, we have there's a place called Puri. Okay, Puri has a sea beach. The Indian Ocean is there. It has a temple as well as a beach. So you'll find people of of your age, that's very youngsters, they are visiting during their weekends, because the beach is there. So they wanted to enjoy the natural, they wanted to enjoy the beach and other recreational facilities. But at the same time, there you'll also find old people, that means pilgrimage, because it has a one of the four dhams of the country, that is the temple, Lord Jagannath temple is located there. So you'll find lot of pilgrimage visiting that places throughout the world. And especially this month, this is the puja month, and then we have the festival Diwali. So it is being always over you can say overpopulated by tourists and all. Okay, now this is where that mass tourism comes. Anyway, so recreation and leisure, so islands and beaches, they offer a array of opportunities for the recreational activities. There you have swimming, you have sunbathing, then you have the water sports. This is sunbathing and water sports, not much in Puri, but yes, that is much you'll find in Goa, because the beaches are made, because Puri has just one beach. Okay, and but Goa has lot of beaches. Okay, and so the beach are made in such a way, you will find nightclubs, you will find pubs, you will find casinos, you will find all these retreats, all these restros. Then you'll find different types of water sport activities. You'll find foreigners there for sunbathing, and there are also you'll find lot of beachside picnics also. Okay, so they provide, especially they provide the space. You do have the space, so they provide spaces for relaxation, for leisure activities, and of course social gatherings, so thus enhancing the quality of life both for the locals and the tourists. And there are some scientific researches also there. So this islands and this beaches, they provide valuable research opportunities for studying marine ecosystem. There are research is going on because there are students like you and all, they are studying about marine ecosystems, and they are learning about climatic changes. They are doing research on climate changes, then the coastal processes and other scientific disciplines. And so that the scientists can gather data on the biodiversity, then the quality of water, quality of air, then ecosystem dynamics, to better understand this environmental issues, and at the same time developing conservation strategies. So given the importance of islands and beaches in India, it is very crucial, it is very important to protect and conserve these areas in a very systematic, planned way, so that and of course through sustainable management process practices, through sustainable management practices, then responsible tourism and environmental regulations. Okay, so, see, at the last, I've mentioned there, one of the four important places of pilgrimage, Dham, that is the four pilgrimage destinations of the Hindu temples are located there, and they are located in the banks of the ocean. Dwarka, Puri, Jagannath Puri, Rameshwaram. Okay. So these are some islands and beaches of India which are very popular. We have the Kovalam beach in Kerala. We have the beaches of Goa. Then Henry Island beach, that's in West Bengal. Then we have Bakhali Sea beach, that is also in West Bengal, like near Kolkata. Then we have Ganga Sagar Sea beach near Kolkata. Then Mandarmani beach, that is also near Kolkata. Shankarpur beach, those is also near Kolkata. Like I have just mentioned few. There are a lot of beaches. Okay, Kerala is also known for its beaches. The state Kerala. Okay, so the two major island groups in India are Lakshadweep. These are the two major. You should able to know. If you are being asked, you should be able to know. You should be able to answer that there are two major island groups in India, and they are the Lakshadweep Islands and the Andaman and Nicobar Islands. And the Andaman and Nicobar Islands are present in the Bay of Bengal and are an India archipelago. In this group of islands, there are around 300 islands. I'll show you the video then. See, this is what is Andaman and Nicobar Islands. I just throw a few lines. I just wanted to throw a few important points. Okay, Andaman and Nicobar Islands and Lakshadweep Islands. They are of strategic significance. They are of economic significance, cultural significance. Now, both these islands are located strategically in the Indian Ocean region, and which make them crucial for India's security interest, because this is the Indian Ocean. Now, and you can say they also form one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, so that India can always keep a close watch on any suspicious activities in the region of these islands. In addition, the Andaman Nicobar Islands are very closer to, or you can say, the neighboring countries, that is Thailand, then you have Myanmar, that is uh, Burma, so Myanmar, Thailand, then Indonesia, so which makes them very popular and important for India's relation with these countries. And these Lakshadweep Islands, on the other hand, they are located close to important sea lanes that is basically used for international trades. Okay, that is marine engineering and all, so marine learning the dynamics of marine. So these islands also provide India with a strategic advantage in the Arabian Sea. Then coming to economic significance, both these groups have immense, very important, very thick economic potential, and they offer a variety of resources that can be utilized for the India's growth and development in respect to tourism also. So they are rich in natural resources like timber, palm oil, fishery resources. That's an obvious when these islands and beaches they are very important for they are the resources of fish. So it also it's an important natural resources. Okay, for the fishery sector, for the fishery industry. So these islands have immense potential for tourism. These islands have emerged as tourist destinations because of their immense potential to attract the tourists for their beautiful beaches and all. And they have picturesque beaches, they have marine life and pristine forests. Okay, and the government of India has also taken several initiatives to develop the tourism infrastructure in that particular region, which can contribute significantly to the India's economy. And this Lakshadweep Islands, they are very rich in marine resources and fishing industry. As I told you, is a very important source of income for the local population because this fish also is being imported to other countries also globally. So the islands have emerged as immense potential destination for tourists, especially because of this coral reefs, beaches, and clear waters. Australia is known for its coral reefs, but these beaches also known for their coral reefs and clear waters. Water is so transparent; you can see the below level. All the flora, the fauna, the different types of marine life, all those. There are submarine also when people go for I mean it's also a part of the leisure activity. People go in a submarine to have a view what is below the water. Okay, so the government has been focusing on the development of ecotourism in the region, contributing to the island's economy while preserving the natural resources. And cultural significance, as I told you, they contribute significant to the to the place to the state's cultural heritage. So they have home to several. They also are home to different several indigenous tribes and communities. So you can say this both Andaman and Nicobar Islands, they hold a great strategic and economic significance for India, for the growth and development of India. Now coming to this, we have a threat to the environment. Obviously, positive, and whenever it's a coming to threat to the environment, that's a negative. So beach pollution is very harmful. That not only contaminates our coasts with plastics, trash, litter, to sewerage, then pesticides and oils, and but it also affects the environment, the natural habitat, because there is excess amount of natural substances, and there are animal waste, fertilizer waste. These are all access pollutants to the environment. Now there is chemical contamination. Now, coming to chemical contamination, the nutrient pollution has serious health and environmental and economic implications. Then there is the marine trash, where all these plastics they end up in coastal environments. Then tourists have the habit of throwing the garbage, littering the garbage, so that has to be taken care of. So littering and garbage, they can originate from many sources, but mostly it comes from the human activities on land. Why? Because we wanted to eat a cake, so there's a wrapper, we have to first to eat a cake, it is properly well packaged and all. So you have to you have to cut those wrappers. Then you don't have the habit of putting in a trash, you just have the habit of throwing there, and then you are eating. So in that way, so much garbage is accumulated. But animals, they don't have that habit. So that is where it is very much it's mentioned that littering and garbage can originate from many sources, but most commonly it comes from the human activities on land. Now there are overflows caused by rain or melting snow. Then of course, when there is rainfall, heavy rainfall, and it has an effect. Okay. Then what is runoff? What is runoff? It is considered as one of the biggest sources of pollution. Why? Because it is non-point source pollution, meaning it comes from many sources. It can be rainwater flowed over land and paved surfaces like streets, parking lots, building rooftops where they picked up pollutants. In some places of a country, you'll see the main drainage system, slowly you'll find the drainage, that drain, rotates around the whole city, and then it flows to the river. See how it happens. The mouth of that drainage and the river, they meet together, and you'll find, especially in the mouth of the river, you'll find a lot of fishes, aquatic marine life, and they are harmed in this manner. So this is very, you should be avoided, okay? And there are ships and boats. I have shown you earlier, there are only normal boats. Normal boats, it would take long time to reach in the middle of the Chilika Lake. But now they have fitted motors in the boat. You have seen that motors. So what, and that motors, no, they make such terrific noise you cannot imagine. And you feel like talking to one person, you feel frustrated. Because the noise is coming in such. It not only has a negative impact and all, but the fish and all the marine life, it also disturbs their life also. So that is, and this especially, this has been run by diesel, fuel and all. So of course those discharge from ships and boats, they, where they cause various pollutants to the environment, especially the marine environment, and thus they can affect our beaches. So vessels release oil and gas pollution into the water, especially if the engine is improperly maintained. So summary, so this unit has looked upon the units and beaches as components of the environment, which are being, and how they are affected by tourism. And there are two main types of islands. One is continental and the other is oceanic. And continental islands are further divided into individual islands, archipelages and festoons. Andaman and Nicobar and Lakshadweep are continental islands situated around Indian border. Andaman and Nicobar Islands, whereas Lakshadweep is an archipelago because it consists of many islands. Okay, so tourism affects the environment of islands and beaches, and we should avoid overcrowding, because overcrowding means going the beaches cannot accommodate that capacity, and they leave their waste here and there, and thus posing a nuisance for the environment. So tourism industry affects in a more indirect and long-term manner through constructions, yes, like hotels and all infrastructure developments, which alter the shape of island and beaches and affect the biodiversity there. And finally, there's always the suggestions how to conserve, how to protect from the adverse effects of tourism on island and beaches, how they can be minimized. So now I'll show you a video, okay, on Andaman and Nicobar Islands, okay. One minute. Kabiru, you're there. How are you?
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay.
Apologies,
You
ma'am.
watch this
I came
video,
late
huh?
today.
You love this video.
Okay, ma'am. I came.
Okay, no issue. No issue. You can watch this video, okay. Uh, this is Andaman and
Okay, ma'am.
Nicobar Islands.
Okay.
This is a cellular jail. See,
So there are 10
this is
among
the
the
jail.
islands.
See the resorts. These are all resorts. This is the capital, Port Blair.
Capital of where, ma'am?
Yes. This is a lighthouse. Lighthouse.
It looks like an island.
Oh. This is a very important island, Havelock Island of Andaman and Nicobar Islands. This is the most popular island.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. It's beautiful.
So you enjoyed the video. I just gave a, later on you can watch all these videos and all. So, you just go through this, materials that I'll be sharing with you, and you keep on watching the videos, because once you watch the videos, it would be more clearer to you. Okay. I'll try to finish off in another 10-20 minutes. Then I'll try to listen from you. How was your, any doubts or something? Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Masir is there. So, about the sports, adventure, and golf tourism, India is also, it has become a very important, like the sports, adventure, tourism, and all. It has an important part of the modern civilization. And of course, people love, recreational activities. So, they visit these places. And of course, for the local community, it has also evolved as a constant source of income for the government. And these sports, they act as a catalyst to tourism, which is taking place at the cost of hazardous environmental impacts. So, of course, there are a lot of problems related with adverse environmental impacts of these sports. But yes, the government has come up with a lot of measures so that, it can be controlled. Okay. I just little bit. So these are some of the adventure tourisms in India, because we have Ladakh. These are the places, there are many adventurous destinations and in India where you can go for sightseeing in and around them. But to name a few, you can keep it on your bucket list. One is that Goa. I have kept it at the last, but Goa is a must. You should visit Goa. Then there is the Ladakh. Because I have been to Rishikesh. Rishikesh is also, it's such a place. I'll just tell you, even foreigners like Madonna, they had visited, they come to this place because there is the hill on the hill, and from the hill you can see the river Ganges. Okay. That is the, I mean, it's a very beautiful. So they come for the meditation, basically, wellness tourism. So Madonna had come, and even many foreign, I mean, singers and film stars from the world of, all this entertainment industry. They come to that place. Basically, this place, Rishikesh. It is a plain land, but yes, the mountains are there when the hill is there. So you are from, and the hotels are located in such a manner where if you be there from the hill, I mean, it is located in such a manner where you can see the sunrise, as well as you can, below that, you can see the river flow. So it is basically situated in the state called Uttarakhand, and is a very pleasant. Okay, I have been to Rishikesh, Lonavala. And Lonavala is near Bombay. Means it's basically around 3 hours drive from Mumbai. Okay, and very much it is from 65 kilometer from Pune. There is also a lot of films, songs are being picturized in all these places, Lonavala and all. So you should, Ladakh you should visit, Rishikesh you should visit, Lonavala, this is very important, you should. And Goa has to be there on your bucket list. Kamshet and Kolad, I don't know, but yes, these are very. I mean, it would if you love enjoying all this water rafting, mountaineering, skiing, then you should visit all these places. Okay, then yes, there people usually visit there for treks, then bike expeditions, then rafting, then hot air ballooning, then scuba diving. Wildlife safari is also there, and camping. Yes, those who are in different people, I mean, especially youngsters and all, they go for camping. They live in the tents and all, and you get a different, staying with the environment is a very different. I mean, you need a different mind setup. What I mean to say, you need a very different mind setup, because staying within the four walls of a house and then coming out of the four walls and then staying within the nature, and like camping in a tent, that gives a different impact on yourself. That's very important. So I'm just finishing off, so that I wanted to hear from you all. So these are some of the adventure activities that is being taken place. And in places, this wildlife safari, I just wanted to tell you, this country has lot of protected areas like the Jim Corbett National Park. Then you have the Kanha National Park, where wild safaris can be availed. You can easily, I mean, there are vehicles, you can sit in the vehicles and you can just go around the I mean, you can go around the forest, and you will be seeing the elephants, the tigers. They are just roaming without harming you. So those are, I mean, of course, you need to have courage also to visit those places also. Okay, and this Leh Manali. This is also very well-known tourist spot. Especially the youngsters who love motorbike riding and all. They go to Leh Manali. Okay, and for trekking, you can go to places like Ladakh, Sikkim. I had been to Sikkim also. So Sikkim is also a hill station, and you can see this, I mean, snowfall and all. It's in the eastern part of India, Sikkim. Okay, and the other Himachal, Uttarakhand, they are in the northern part of India. So, and Jammu and Kashmir also. So summary, I just wanted to say you, the natural diversity of India, they provide a tremendous scope to the sports enthusiasts, those who love sports, those who love trekking, those who love motorcycle riding. So they, for them, these are the spots in tourist spots, adventure tourism destinations in India. You have mountains, you have rivers, you have exotic landscape, and they cater to the test of the mountaineers and the trekkers, golf lovers, and people who are interested in this adventure water sports. Okay, but yes, unregulated tourism has caused tremendous index in number of such enthusiasts, which is causing a severe harm to the environment in different ways. More or less, I have already told you the negative impact. So the same thing is happening here. Therefore, it is very necessary to check this, adverse impacts on environment to maintain the balance in the ecosystem. That is very important. So here also the last unit, that is 31, hotels and resorts. But before moving to the hotels and resorts, I also have a video for you all that is about the adventurous tourism. That is the tourist spots in India where you all can go, you all can suggest your friends. You all, not only that, before, of course, when if you get the opportunity to visit India, it should be in your bucket list. What are the places you wanted to visit? If you wanted to visit the monuments, you wanted to visit the heritage sites, you have a different place. If you are full of adventurers, something new, then you have this also. So this last class, you have wetlands, you have islands and beaches. Once you are in India, you should visit an island, beaches. You should visit a sports activity, destination. Then, of course, hotels and resorts are like the last and the least. One second. Yes. So I'll show you a video on this. Ahmad, are you enjoying the class?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Very
Able to
much, ma'am.
understand? Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am.
Dreamers and doers, aspiring independent directors. We've got a game changing revelation that's about to turn the table.
इतने टाइम तक घर पर बैठने के बाद इट्स टाइम हम लाइफ में थोड़ी एक्साइटमेंट, थोड़ा एडवेंचर.
This is in Hindi.
We are telling you about the top 12 adventure destinations in India which are packed with fun, adventure and crazy activities to give you a much needed adrenaline rush. Manali in Himachal Pradesh is an adventure seeker's delight जहां आप पार्वती वैली, रोहतांग पास पर ट्रैकिंग, सोलंग वैली में पैराग्लाइडिंग, फिशिंग, व्हाइट वाटर राफ्टिंग, स्कीइंग, माउंटेनियरिंग, हाइकिंग सब कर सकते हैं. Also, one of the most well-known adventure activities here is going on a biking expedition, which will have you go through some of the beautiful landscapes. Skiing is something that attracts us all.
That is in Uttarakhand.
The hilly areas of Garhwal, which has 3 kilometers long slope. यहाँ आप खुद को 7 to 14 days के skiing courses में भी enroll करा सकते हैं. And with time, Oli has risen to one of the world's most sought after skiing destination. Other than that, it also has some incredible trekking routes too that take you through the Kuwari Pass and Gorso Valley. राजस्थान is not
This is Rajasthan, okay?
बल्कि यहाँ एडवेंचर जंकीज के लिए भी बहुत कुछ है. फिर
It's known for its desert.
राजस्थान का थार डेजर्ट देखना हो या हॉट एयर बलून से जैसलमेर, जोधपुर, जयपुर जैसी सिटीज का बर्ड्स आई व्यू लेना, रणथंभौर नेशनल पार्क में वाइल्ड लाइफ एक्सपीरियंस करना हो या जैसलमेर के पास पैरासेलिंग करना. Oh, and yes, you can also go zip lining with Mehrangarh Fort as the backdrop in Jodhpur. अगर आपके एडवेंचर ट्रिप के आइडिया में 12,500 फीट अबव सी लेवल पर पिक्चरस्क माउंटेन्स और वैलीज के बीच जाना है, then लाहौल स्पीति वैली is the perfect place for you. इस हाई ऑल्टीट्यूड लैंड पर स्मॉल विलेजेस, मोनेस्ट्रीज एंड सोअरिंग पीक्स है जहां आप ट्रैकिंग, याक सफारी, रिवर साइड कैंपिंग, माउंटेन बाइकिंग एंड वाइट वाटर राफ्टिंग कर सकते हैं. Some 260 kilometers from Oli is
This is Rishikesh.
घाट और मंदिरों के साथ-साथ अपनी crazy adventure
There.
activities के लिए भी उतना ही famous है, जहां you can engage in activities like rafting in the Ganga River, rock and cliff climbing, zip lining, trekking, take part in a survival camp at the nearby forest, or even go bungee jumping from 83 meters high, which is the highest one in India. और यहाँ की mesmerizing beauty वो तो आप देख ही रहे हैं. If surfing is something that you would dare to do,
This is the beaches, Kovalam in Kerala.
Destination for you. Waves always bring smiles, but surfing is not an easy sport. Cutting those huge and gigantic waves require a lot of courage. And trust us, if you know the technique, it can be the most rejuvenating experience ever. Not only surfing, आप यहाँ और भी water sports में participate कर सकते हैं. Ladakh is located at the highest altitude in India, जहाँ की topography इसे perfect जगह बनाती है to go trekking, hiking and rafting. The famous Chadar trek on frozen river, rafting in the beautiful Zanskar Valley, mountaineering, whitewater rafting, and biking on Khardungla, which is the world's highest motorable road. ये life surviving experiences, natural beauty and extremely chill weather ही लद्दाख को हर adventure
This
enthusiast
is
के लिए
Ladakh.
टॉप पर रखता है। सबसे पॉपुलर टूरिस्ट डेस्टिनेशन जो सिर्फ बीचेस, सन, सैंड एंड नाइट लाइफ के लिए ही नहीं बल्कि अपनी एडवेंचर एक्टिविटीज के लिए भी जानी जाती है। It offers every type of adventure activity including water sports too. So do scuba diving, go-karting, snorkeling, hiking, fishing, jet skiing, paragliding and even dolphin sightseeing trips and make your Go Goa Gone trip more memorable. Pristine white beaches and amazing underwater life के लिए famous Andaman is one of the best destinations for snorkeling and scuba diving in the world. Andaman Islands एक perfect जगह है for water sport lovers. Here you can even board a dolphin glass bottom boat ride जिसमें the floor is made of glass and you can sit through it and cruise over the crystal clear waters without even getting your toes wet. Abari है the paragliding capital of the nation, Beer Bilinki. The rolling hills and meadows encircling the villages of Beer Billing captures your attention mainly for its paragliding scene, जहां thrill seekers दूर-दूर से आते हैं 8,000 feet above sea level पर paragliding करने. The place offers great panoramic views of the Himalayan mountain ranges and यहाँ का all year round pleasant weather makes it even more favorable for such sports. बांधवगढ़ नेशनल पार्क इन मध्य प्रदेश इज अ ट्रीट फॉर ऑल वाइल्ड लाइफ एंथुजियास्ट। ये नेशनल पार्क जाना जाता है अपनी थ्रिलिंग वाइल्ड लाइफ सफारीज के लिए, फिर चाहे वो एलिफेंट सफारी हो या टाइगर सफारी। And there are high chances of spotting a tiger and other animals in their true habitat here, which will make you marvel at nature's beauty and animal life. Located on the Karnataka-Goa border in Karnataka, Dandeli काफी फेमस स्पॉट है जहां गोवा से एडवेंचर एक्टिविटीज करने के लिए काफी टूरिस्ट जाते हैं। दांडेली फेमस है ट्रैकिंग, रैपलिंग, वाइल्ड लाइफ स्पॉटिंग, कायाकिंग एंड फिशिंग के लिए और यहाँ दांडेली रिवर में वाइट वाटर राफ्टिंग करने का भी अपना ही मजा है। इसके अलावा there is also a sanctuary located close to Dandeli where you can take a jeep safari too. Well, life becomes easier, happier and worth living when you treat yourself with such adventures. And seems like इन adventures को करने के लिए हमें इंडिया से बाहर जाने की कोई जरूरत नहीं है। तो अभी ट्रैवल ना सही बट हम प्लानिंग तो करना स्टार्ट कर ही सकते हैं। Meanwhile, if you enjoyed watching this video, please like and share it with your adventure-driven friends and stay tuned.
So you saw the video. How did you like it? How was the video?
So,
Very
ma'am, it
interesting
was
one.
impressive,
Very
of
interesting.
course. It's very impressive.
Yes, you know why I showed you this video? So that you can have an idea, because this block no was mainly of what I mean is sports activities adventure. I have the last unit. I'll finish it now. It is 4:35. I'll finish it within 10 minutes maximum. Then I'll take all the whatever your questions, queries, and all. And wanted to share, Kabiru, you can also share something about technology in tourism. It is not part of this, but of course, tourism also has a very important role. Okay,
Okay.
so you just give us 2-3 ideas and all. Okay, okay, I'll just finish it up. Okay. So this is the last unit, that is unit 31. It's about hotels and resorts. And now when we talk about hotels and resorts, the main, why hotels is very much required, because whenever you go to these destinations, you need to have hotels and resorts. But yes, one thing is that you don't go for luxury, okay, because these are, India is now believing on sustainable tourism, believing on green tourism. So there are a lot of issues and problems, but yes, you should know how to stay with the environment. And I hope this unit will help you to appreciate the necessity to maintain the equilibrium, hotels, resorts and environment, and how to balance them and find measures for the same, like in the sense to protect them. Okay. So this is how, the first hotel, you can say this is the Taj Hotel, which is located in Mumbai. It was, established in the year 1903. Okay. So this and plus we do have other. India has whole lot of international chain of hotels, but governments is ITDC hotels, that is the Indian Tourism Development Corporation. There are other state government hotels. Plus beside there are chain of hotels like the Taj, the Oberoi, the the Lalit group of hotels. The you have. Uh, uh, I mean, what to say? It's not coming. You have. I teach front office, but I'm just running short of names now. So I mean, you just name and it's there. International chain of brand of hotels are there. Then because I'm trying. So this is what they especially the hotel industry forms a large part of the tourism industry, and the three key areas you can see they are basically. I mean, the three key areas of environmental impact are energy, waste, and water. And in destinations, they do not have the necessary infrastructure. If destinations they do not have the necessary infrastructure to maintain the systems to manage this impact, then it would result a severe degradation of the environment. So you need to contribute a lot to solve these problems, and specifically that is the reason why sustainable, the word sustainable has come. Sustainable tourism, green tourism. And this year we the tourism day is being celebrated on 27th September of every year. And this year the theme was green tourism. Okay, so green tourism is basically sustainable tourism. So you need to become more sustainable or environmentally responsible, which are basically used to describe achievements in this field. And larger companies, they have especially we have all these they are being criticized because they are releasing excess greenhouse emissions. These factories, all these are releasing excess greenhouse emissions. Climate change, environmental devastation, unfair treatment of employees, these are being criticized. I mean, these are some of the issues for which large companies are being criticized. And due to such criticism, we do have all these all this negative publicity. Because what happened now, through the phone everybody's so much busy with their mobiles and all, with the you have the social sites, so they just take a picture and they just float it. Okay, they just put it in the social media sites. So that is how people are I mean, it's having a very negative impact on the society. Yes, I was telling about the different international chain of hotels, like the JP group of hotels. We have the Marriott International, then the Oberoi group of hotels. We have Trident, we have Radisson. These are the hotels in the ITC. These are the hotels which are very much, they are focusing on this green tourism and sustainable tourism. And especially the not only with the they are not only with the cuisine they prepare, but of course with the hotel facilities, like in housekeeping we use the bed sheets, bed covers. So they are using all these eco-friendly materials for the tourists also. So in a world looking for new models of economic growth and developing and fighting climate change and adopting sustainable management practices is no longer an option, but it is a condition for survival and success. Okay, so hotels impact on diversity. As I told you, especially in Indian hotels, in the ITC, we in the hotels, there's a word called CSR, that is corporate social responsibility. So as a corporate, you have some responsibility towards the society. So hotels, they form different, how to make the environment more greenery, how to follow the green initiatives. Hotels are following those. So because hotels do have an impact on the biodiversity. What are the positive impacts? Because it educates the public about the local environment, so that can be treated as a corporate social responsibility. They are the hoteliers, they are trying to educate the local environment and the importance of protecting the environment. And it also offers create employment, as well as business opportunities contributing to the local economy. And especially hospitality and tourism buildings and avenues, they are being designed so that their impact on the environment is reduced. That is what is this ITC hotels they follow. And many hotels and these enterprises, industries, tourism industries, they are now employing the sustainable practices to promote a green image that appeals to the customer. That is, the using organic products. The food they prepare, they are from the organic products. The organic products they are using. So less toxic chemicals are used and using more energy and water efficient fittings. But on the other side, they also have a the hotel, they also have some negative impacts and also there. So especially at the construction stage, impact is determined by the size and the location of the area that is being cleared for the development. The choice of construction methods are there, the sources and amounts, types of materials are used, the water and energy that is used to build the hotel. So these are very important. So now what happened, the green practices that have been used by the hotel, so in addition to the social and environmental advantage of reducing energy consumption, there are also financial and customer service benefits for the hoteliers. So first thing is increasing awareness about the environmental issues to the hotel guests. Then second thing is, being sustainable, you can also enhance the hotel's business reputation, and you can help to attract more customers. And especially the investment community is increasing regarding excellence in environmental management and performance, which is an indication of the quality and aptitude of management in general. Some insurance companies and lenders are beginning to selectively adjust their rates based on environmental criteria. So basically, these service sectors can be improved, and unplanned development of hotels usually lead to environmental degradation. So that has to be checked. So tourists can also share a part of owners for creating such a situation, and there should be increased awareness of the environmental degradation due to the active role of media and NGOs has aroused the necessity of realizing the respective roles of several agencies to check it. So, I have a video for you where you can see the video how the hotels industry has an impact on the environment. So this is the video, 1 minute. Yes, you see this video, then you'll have an idea environmental impact on the industry, okay, on the environmental impact towards hospitality industry.
Once the world was at peace, and its beauty was absolutely stunning. The forest was vast, full of trees, providing us food and shelter to live. The animals were freely living. Everything was so clear. The air was so fresh. The water and sky was clear and blue. The land was clean, and the grasses were green. Indeed, the earth was a beautiful place to live in. But what is the impact and benefit of this environment on the hospitality industry? Since the hotel industry forms a large part of the tourism industry, one of the fastest growing sectors of the economy of our time is the hotel industry. The hotel industry is diverse enough for people to work in different areas of interest and still to be employed within the hotel industry. The hotel industry has launched various initiatives to reveal their willingness to support sustainability, such
See,
as putting up
eco labels.
eco-labels, the implementation of practices related to sustainable conduct, and the adoption of environmental management systems. Green hotel practices are considered to be one of the environmentally friendly initiatives that aim to eliminate the negative impact on the environment by saving energy. Example, by installing energy efficient appliances and implementing renewable energy programs. Reducing water consumption. Example, by installing water efficient devices and equipment and implementing a linen and towel reuse program. And waste management and reduction. Example, by implementing recycling programs and using durable items rather than disposable ones. By setting an eco-friendly example in your business, you can attract new customers, be on the forefront of hospitality trends, impact the industry and the world around you. And on top of all that, you can save money. This is why energy conservation, water conservation, and waste reduction is so important for businesses in the hospitality industry. Larger companies have been criticized as being the main culprit in releasing excess greenhouse emissions. Climate change, environmental devastation, and unfair treatment of employees. Due to such criticisms and negative publicity, many hotel businesses have increased the focus on corporate social responsibility. In a world looking for new models of economic growth and development, fighting climate change and adapting sustainable management practices is no longer an option, but a condition for survival and success. Environmental impacts, the positive impacts. First, it sometimes educates the public about the local environment and the importance of protecting environment. Second, the tourism and hospitality industries often create employment and business opportunities in an area, contributing to the local economy. Third, hospitality and tourism buildings and venues are being designed and redesigned so that their impact on the environment is reduced and they merge in with the local environment better. And lastly, many enterprises are now employing more sustainable practices in order to promote a green image that appeals to consumers. Example, using organic products, recycling, using less toxic chemicals, and using more energy and water efficient fittings. There's green practices. First, in addition to the social and environmental advantages to reducing energy consumption, there are financial and customer service benefits for the hoteliers. Second, increasing awareness about the environmental issues has seen hotel guests becoming more discerning about the environmental credentials of the hotels. Third, being sustainable can enhance hotel business reputation and help to attract more customers. Fourth, the investment community is increasingly regarding excellence in environmental management and performance as an indication of the quality and aptitude of management in general. And lastly, some insurance companies and lenders are beginning to selectively adjust their rates based on environment criteria. Providing and establishing comfortable environments for your guests is an important part of being in the hospital industry. The tourists themselves, me, you, all of us, we can do so much to help to make the hospitality industry more sustainable too.
So, so now, yes, I hope the last unit, that was unit 31. Through this video, we had come to know what are the positive and negative impacts of tourism. Okay, so yes, Ahmed, Kabiru, any questions and anything you have, and Kabiru, if you can tell something about this digitalization in tourism, that would be important. I mean, that would be very beneficial for us since you are into technology, right?
Yes, ma'am. And
Uh,
of course, ma'am, I can say your dedication for I can say to education as about tourism has been truly exceptional, ma'am.
mhm.
Your guidance has opened our
Mine.
eyes to the importance of sustainable travel, and we are grateful for
Mhm.
your insightful
Thank you
lessons,
so much.
which have
Thank you,
empowered
Kabiru.
us to
That
become more
was
conscious
really
and
nice of you.
environmental friendly. Thank you very much. Um, uh, I don't know
Thank
if
you.
I can be able
So,
to say
Ahmed,
one
you
or
wanted
two
to,
things
yes, tell me. Hmm.
regarding the.
Yes.
Okay, it is regarding the digitization
Mm-hmm.
in tourism.
Yes.
So I can just share some
Yes.
key aspects of digitization
Right,
in
right.
tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And the number one aspect in digitization is online booking and reservation. Because travelers can
Yes.
easily book flight, accommodation, stores, and other services through websites and mobile applications, reducing the need for traditional travel agencies. This is one of the importance of digitization. And also, it can help tourists forward online reviews and ratings. Travelers can read and leave reviews on websites and apps, influencing the choices of other travelers. This can really help. So, and also we do have artificial intelligence, I mean,
Yes. Mm.
which empowered by some
Mm-hmm.
chatbots as well. Because this artificial
Yes.
intelligence, there is something that we have under it, which is also known as personalization. Because the artificial intelligence analyzes vast amount of data, offer personalized travel recommendations to individual tourists, including tailored itineraries, accommodation options, and activities, making the travel experience more enjoyable. So this one is very crucial. And also we do have customer services. AI empowered, or I can say AI powered chatbots and virtual assistant provide 247 services, or I can say customer support, answering queries, handling bookings, and resolving issues. All these are part of the digitization aspect in tourism industry, because also we do have language translation, because there are some AI powered translation tools break down language barriers, allowing tourists to communicate more effectively in foreign countries and interact with locals. There are some, I can say, applications that are provided for easing the way tourists can communicate with the locals in the site.
Kaveri.
Also,
Hmm.
there is an efficient resource allocation, because tourism authorities can use AI to manage visitors flows, reducing congestion at popular sites and ensuring a better experience for tourists. So I can say, due to the time, I don't know if this can also enlighten us on the, I can say, digitalization, or I can say the importance of AI in the tourism industry.
Kabiru, I just wanted to know, like, since this class, like the 8 days class we had conducted, this, do you think like it was more about, protecting the environment, safeguarding the environment, protecting the natural habitat and all? Do you think like this technology, since why I asked you this question, do you think that technology is how much, I mean, whether it's a positive or negative impact on the environment in terms of tourism? What is your views? We are talking about technology, we are doing everything.
Okay,
How much
okay.
impact
You
we are
asked
having
about
on the
my view
environment
in.
in context of tourism? Hmm.
Okay, okay. Okay, technology has an impact. There's nothing without disadvantages, because it can be in, or I can say, technology may be more impactful in the tourism industry, or it may be a negative. It can also bring about a negative impact in the tourism industry. But
Like,
for me, in my own view, technology can also is an
hmm,
added value to the tourism industry, I can say, because it can
yes, added value.
simplify many things in the tourism industry. As I said earlier, like the reservation we used to make, booking system, all these are some things that are, I can say, driven by some travel agencies. Yes, they added values. So you see, using, or I can say, the evolving of the technology simplifies many things in the sector. I mean, the tourism sector. So, as I made mention earlier, the customer service, because if it is only a human that used to, I mean, attend to tourists, maybe there might be some issues. But
Yes, Kabiru, you are telling, I mean, issues are always there, but how the impact is on the environment, You need to unmute.
okay, ma'am. The impact of the technology in the environment. Yes, like you made mention earlier in the waste disposal, especially in the environmental impact. The technology can also play a very vital role, I can say, because we can use some technological methods to, I mean, make the environment clean, and also, yeah, and also make the, I mean, the tourist sites more attractive, because we can use some
Yes.
AI powered, or I can say we can use some advancement, advanced tools in technology, where they can also improve, yes, the
But
views, and also improve the way we, I can say, make our site.
more attractive.
Yes, of course, ma'am. Of course, ma'am.
But what is the negative impact? I'm telling on environment. Technology is taking,
Okay,
I mean, everything. That is, I wanted to know. Because,
okay.
all these
You
classes
know,
were mainly on environment issues. Huh?
yes, ma'am. Uh, Technology, I can say the negative impact of the technology in the tourism sector may goes like, the first thing we can say is it can reduce the rate of this employment within the tourist site, because the locals may, I can say, lose their jobs, maybe, because it's when talking about the, I mean, environmental impact. So the locals can also be included. So in the evolving, since technology is an evolving tool, it can make the, I mean, tourism sector an advanced way, in an advanced way, that it can, I can say, sort out some things, and sort out some issues that are hindering the advancement, or I can say the development of tourism. So the negative impact of this digitization, I can say, is I can say it can I can say, just how can I put this, the, I mean, the tourist, I mean, tourism tour guide, for example, and also the locals. It can, I can say,
Yes.
go in line with their own work, because they can't be able to just make some uh, work, I can say, some works, because the advancement, or I can say the digitalization, can do such kind of works or something like that. So in this world, I can say, in any aspect, technology can make some people to be unemployed because it can take work of many people in the sector, like in the tourism, not only in the tourism, like in the medicine
Yes.
and other sectors in the world. So that's
But what
why,
is on
in
the
my own
environment? I wanted
view,
to know. What
I can
is
say the technology can take a work of some locals. This is number one of the impact, or I say negative impact. And also, it can also, since I mentioned that earlier, so don't forget that there are some people that used to get that kind of work. So now
My
it's taking the work
question
from
is
them.
what
So
you
these are
told.
also
I
impacts.
truly agree.
Yeah,
I understand that. I acknowledge that. But I am telling, since our topic were more on environment, okay, this is more environment. So do you think somewhere, I mean, there is a thin gap, between technology and the environment. How would technology, has an impact on the environment? That is my thing. Now suppose, for example, I am having a mobile. Now in all these rural areas, technology, unless and until you have the accessibility or your network, like, sometimes you do have a network, so network issues are always there. So, suppose if you want to build a tower in those areas and all, so obviously it will, that particular area, it would have a negative impact on that particular radius. So, don't you think that technology sometimes, it is better to, like, instead of having a tower, you can use the solar energy. You can uh, make use of the solar energy to, in the evening, to light the lamps or something.
okay, ma'am.
So
You
that,
mean
in that
renewable energy?
respect, yes, renewable source of energy, yes, because technology, always, I understand we are in an advanced mode and technologies, but of course it does have an impact on the environment. So in that respect, I wanted to hear, like, how that can be controlled.
Okay,
Understood.
talking of the I mean the positive impact. As you mentioned earlier, there is what renewable energy source of energy. I mean, and we do also have
Hmm.
environmental monitoring,
Yes.
because technology can also, such as the remote
Yes,
sensors and
environmental
satellite,
monitoring. That, yes, that is
allows
a
to precise
through satellites. Yes. Okay.
monitoring. Yes, of course, ma'am. And also, we do have
Hmm.
energy efficiency.
But
Energy
don't you?
technologies in building, transportation, and industrial help reduce energy consumption and lower greenhouse gas emissions. These are
Electric
all
vehicles are there.
positive
Yes.
impact, I can
Hmm.
say. And also, yes, of course,
Positive
ma'am.
impacts.
And
Yes.
waste
Yes.
management, because technology
Battery
is
driven
used
cars
to
and all.
optimize waste management
Battery
processes,
driven vehicles.
including recycling
Hmm.
and waste. Yes, of course, ma'am.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
So we can
Hmm.
also
Hmm.
use waste management. I
Understood.
mean, because technology is used to optimize waste management processes,
Hmm. Hmm.
including recycling and waste to energy conversion, reducing landfill usage, and
Hmm.
also environmental
Hmm. Hmm. One sec. Huh? One minute.
awareness.
Hello.
Digital platforms and social media increase awareness and
सुमन,
mobilization for
5
environmental
मिनट बाद
causes
फोन करूँ?
and conservation
5 मिनट
efforts.
ପରେ ମୁଁ
These are,
ଫୋନ
I can say,
କରୁଛି,
the positive,
ଖାଇଦିଅ।
positive impact of the technology
ନା
in
ମୁଁ
the.
କଲେଜ ଅଛି। Yes, Kabiru, carry on, huh? Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Okay, ma'am. That's the last I made mention earlier. The environmental awareness, digital platforms, and social
Hmm.
media increase awareness and mobilization for environmental cause and conservation effort. These are some positive impact. I mean, so there are also some negative impact that I have
Yes,
with me.
negative.
The number one is resource
Hmm.
depletion,
Hmm.
because the production of technology devices requires the extraction of raw materials, contributing to resource depletion and habitat
Yes, there I
destruction.
wanted to tell. Yes.
And
Hmm. Yes, that is what is. So
also,
you
we do
need to
have
reduce that.
e-waste
Now you came to the
in
point because,
technology, because
technology
the disposal
devices.
of electronic
Hmm.
waste, that's e-waste. Yes, Yes, ma'am. Possesses environmental hazards due to toxic components leading to pollution.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, of course, ma'am.
That
And
that is
also
what is very
energy
essential, because
consumption,
of this,
because data
whenever
centers and
you
high
uh,
performance computing
developing
facilities consume, I can say, significant amount of energy,
emissions,
contributing to carbon
environment,
emissions.
yes,
So these are
all
some
these
negative impacts.
emissions,
Yes,
radiations,
ma'am.
they create a very negative impact on the environment. So that has to be reduced. See, one side we are just going ahead, but the other side we are just, a negative impact is there on the affecting the environment. So we have to balance and go. That is what is, see, the last video has shown so many things, so that is what is very essential.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think, like, it is not me or you, it is all of us, that we should have some contribution towards the environment, so that has to be maintained. It is and especially these videos and whatever you have learned in this, I think you should practice that. That is very important. That is what is
Yes, ma'am.
essential.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, instead of
Yes,
gifting
yes, ma'am.
someone a uh, you can always gift a plant,
So what?
something. Those are when, I mean, you can always gift someone
Yes,
a
ma'am. What do you
plant
think
on
of?
his or her birthday. Hmm.
Yes, ma'am. What do you think of biodiversity threats?
Yes.
Technology-related activities such as deforestation for mining and habitat disruption due to infrastructure development can
Mm-hmm.
harm
Yes.
biodiversity. So there's also a biodiversity threat,
Yes.
and there
Yes.
can
Yes.
also be an
They hampered the
electronic pollution.
biodiversity.
Electromagnetic radiation and electronic noise.
Very good. Hmm.
Yes, and
Hmm.
electronic
Electromagnetic
pollution.
radiations. That, all these motor
Electromagnetic
heated vehicles.
radiation, and also we have privacy and
Hmm.
security concerns. Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes, ma'am. Privacy and security concerns and data
Mm-hmm.
collection can raise privacy and ethical concerns. It is possible.
Yes, they can also, your ethical
So it is
conscience. That is
important.
also. Hmm.
Yeah, it's important to balance the positive and negative impact of technology on the environment.
Yes, true,
Sustainable
true.
practices
Right.
such as
Hmm.
eco-friendly manufacturing, responsible e-waste management,
Mm-hmm. Eco-friendly manufacturing system. Yes.
and
Hmm.
energy efficient technologies are essential to minimize the negative consequences
Technology
of technology
systems should be
while
utilized.
it's harnessing its potential for environmental preservation and restoration. I think
Okay, very good, Kaveri. You have very well explained.
yes, ma'am.
That's true. That I wanted to hear. So, since you are into technology, I mean, you are a technical student, so you should also, from your side, you should try to find out what are the negative impacts. You should think from your side. Like, I'm a hotel management, I teach hotel management subjects. So I should think, last video, how to reduce that. We should practice, all these green practices, sustainable tourism, which should be practiced. So similarly, when you rely on technology so much, that also has some impact on the environment. But yes, it should be balanced. Okay, that you
Yes,
shared
ma'am.
very inputs
Yes,
I
ma'am.
wanted to hear from you. So, you know, you keep on exploring these ideas. Okay, as a tourism student, you keep on
Thank you.
exploring these ideas, because you have to take the help of technology, but how it can also, be a balanced one with the environment.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you for your for enlightening us with your profound knowledge, ma'am.
No, it's okay. Thank you. Once my students understand, I always feel happy. And today is Friday. I think you have your time for namaz, na? Your prayer time is also there, or what,
Yes,
right
ma'am.
now? What is the
Yes,
time?
ma'am. It
Kabiru,
is
what is
all
the
yes.
time over there?
Yeah, yeah. The time here is 42 minutes after 12. 22 minutes after 12.
Oh, okay. So you all are 5 minutes behind us, right? Oh, okay. So thank you so much. I
I
hope you
can say
enjoyed the class.
5 hours
And
almost.
so the I will be sharing the PPTs, and then accordingly you all can go through some videos you should watch, so you'll have more in-depth idea. Okay, in the PPT I have just tried to put the important points and all, but yes, you go through the videos and all related to tourism, related to environment, its impact on the ecology, environment, biodiversity, the positive as well as the negative impacts. So that's very important, and we as human beings, as mankind, it's the most important responsibility of the mankind. So we as human beings can always protect it, preserve it, safeguard it, say conserve the environment. Okay, so with this I conclude today's session, and the last 8 days were hopefully we also had a knowledge. I came to know so many things from you, I mean the students also. And any informations, anything you wanted to share, you can always let me know. Okay, and I wish you all the best for your future, and I hope to see that you should come and visit India. Okay, visit India. This is also
Okay, ma'am.
2023 is also known as the Visit India year. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for everything, ma'am. And we can't wait to see you in the next semester because we wish we can also meet you in the next semester, ma'am.
Let's see, and Ahmed, hope you enjoyed the classes, learned something.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Very, very impressive. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much. I wish you all the best,
Ma'am, I don't know.
and
I don't know if
whenever
you
you
can,
have.
if I can ask this question.
Yes,
When do
tell
you
me.
think we can expect the exams, ma'am?
See, Kabiru, I told you, you just write the queries and you message me or mail it to me. Then I will forward it to IGNOU, because they are the ones who will be able to give you the right answer,
Okay,
whom to contact. Last time I told you, but still then. Okay, so no, obviously, if you have any, queries as such, you please write it to me. You all discuss, like you all in a group, you discuss,
okay,
and then you just write. Then I can forward to them, and accordingly they'll mail it to you. Okay,
okay, ma'am. No problem. I already consult some of
because
our colleagues, so I will share it with you.
yes, yes, huh. See, then I can, if I had been, IGNOU, I have to find out from IGNOU Bhubaneswar, as well as they will forward it to IGNOU New Delhi. So then they will get all the, I think your queries will be answered. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. We
Okay.
appreciate.
Now you have a prayer time. All the best. All the
Yes, ma'am.
best to Ahmed and all the best to Kabiru. Okay. Okay then.
Thank you, ma'am. See you
Okay.
next time.
Bye. Take care. Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Same here. Okay. Bye.